Australia's High Court is considering whether the Northern Territory's controversial paperless arrest laws have given powers to police that should only be used by a court. It's being asked to consider whether the separation of powers doctrine should limit laws which the Northern Territory government can make.
In its High Court challenge, the North Australian Aboriginal Justice Agency is arguing the Northern Territory's paperless arrest laws breach a basic tenet of democracy, the separation of powers. The doctrine states the powers of Parliament, police and courts should be distinct. Nadja is arguing the Territory government has undermined the role of courts by giving the police the power to punish people by holding them for 4 hours without charge for minor offences. The involuntary detention of a citizen by the state is penal or punitive in character and exists only as an incident of the exclusively judicial function of punishing criminal guilt. The government is arguing the doctrine doesn't apply to the Territory. Imposition of the doctrine of the separation of powers, particularly at this stage of the Northern Territory's constitutional development, would be debilitating. The government's arguing the powers aren't punitive because the police could still use them to bring people to court.
It is not punitive, it is merely containment, as any form of arrest is.
To argue that they might be brought in front of a magistrate to be bailed is a bit sneaky, really, because the police have already got powers to do that.
Nadja is arguing the laws disproportionately target indigenous people and put them at greater risk of dying in custody, as happened in Darwin in May.
Nothing in the legislation in any way says that this should target Aboriginal people. What it targets is those people who cause problems in our community.
Legal experts believe if the Territory government wins the case, that will have wide-ranging implications for the checks and balances on government agencies and how they exercise power over the public.
It leaves them very vulnerable, as demonstrated by paperless arrests, to the power of the executive, including the powers of the police.
The case continues on Wednesday. Jane Barden, ABC News.